Hello. Just driving in a rental car. It's getting a bit gloomy already. Yeah, early start this morning. Got up at 3:30, make it to the airport, fly over to Glasgow, headed for an appointment just out of Ayr, about an hour south of Glasgow, and now I'm on my way to Rory Christie. So been working with Dourie Farms for quite some time. Even while I was in New Zealand for 2 years, we had Zoom meetings pretty much every week, and yeah, just really interesting and a pleasure to work with. So just going to have a bit of a chat with Rory and see what they're all about. So yeah, milking over 1,100 cows this year, and we've done some really interesting stuff environmentally and production wise. So thought you might be interested to have a look. So yeah, follow along. Hello, I'm here in southwest Scotland, down Port William with Rory Christie. So yeah, it's gone dark outside, got dark a bit early, so we're here in the office. So yeah, just I'll get Rory to just introduce himself and where we are and where he's at, milking quite a few cows down here. So Rory, thanks for your time.
That's fine, Andre. Yep. So I'm Rory Christie. I'm third generation farmer here, and farm with my brother. We've got cows and sows, and I now farm. Well, hopefully this year we'll have about 1,200 spring block calving cows, much like you would see in New Zealand, I guess, or Ireland.
Yeah. So you mean this year, like in really for 2025?
2025 we'll calve down.
Yeah. 2024 peak milk.
1,120 or something.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll have 80 more cows this year. So yeah, bit of a journey we've been on. We used to have 4 dairies, and I got that right down to 1 dairy at one point with 1,500 cows through 44 units.
Yeah.
If you broke down, you didn't finish the milking the same day you started it. So it was pretty wild stuff. I had a young man called Owen Spice who helped me through that time for about 10 years. He was a Kiwi from North Island, Matamata, and between him and I had a chap before him who now farms in New Zealand as well, Sean O'Reilly. We redeveloped the Wickingshire grazing system, which basically operates along the same lines as what you would recognise in New Zealand. Yeah. So spring block calving, we calve half the cows in 3 weeks. We now calve as early as late January, and finish calving by hopefully 1st of April. Don't use any, well, that's not true, we do use bulls. We use bulls for 2 weeks this year at the end, but basically all sexed dairy semen for 3 weeks, and then on to beef conventional, Angus. And we sold more milk this year than ever before. Technical efficiency's getting good. I've got a young lady farm manager, Becca Brown, who was formerly of the Navy, and so you've been involved in her, you've helped teach her. She's very good at, along with her team, at doing the grass strategy. And so yeah, we sell, as I say, 6.5 million litres of milk this year.
Yeah. So the switch to twice a day, I mean, you were once a day, and then you built a second rotary, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to understand what we did first. We were on twice a day, walking a long way, 5.1k to the furthest field. Yeah. So we were walking an awful lot of milk, and it was staff was a tremendous struggle, you know, when you're having to work such long hours. I guess I was getting older. Owen was leaving. He was going back to his family in New Zealand. And so we decided to go to once a day, and there was very little science out there, really. There's only been one large-scale trial on once a day, 22 cows out at farms in New Zealand in the 90s. Anyway, it was a fantastic time. We did it for 4 years. We relearned how to farm. It taught us an awful lot. It taught us that cow condition rules. No matter what you do, in whatever system you're on, cow condition rules. Yeah. And but we were still cash hungry. We brought our overheads down. You can't do once a day in an overhead hungry business, and we've got a big land mass, 2,500 acres, big historic cost. And I reckon if I'd had 10 years at it, I could have moved the genetics quick enough, but I couldn't move them quick enough. And so we were going up steadily each year, and the aim was to get to 450 kilos of salt. I saw people in the UK doing 430, 450. Some of the best operators doing 450 kilos of solids in once a day at that time, but we just couldn't, we couldn't get anything like it. So we thought we were just going to have to either stop dairy farming, because labour was coming so challenging, even on once a day. We're finished milking at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but still difficult. So we thought, well, we've got to reinvest, either get out or get on. So as usual, we decided to go down the difficult path, borrow yet more money, invest $1.5 million. Built a satellite unit so the cows don't stay there. They all run as one herd, and they go there. They go to the new shed from March till November, and they milk at the start of the year in our outdoor yards and the end of the year in our outdoor yards. And we send all the elite cows down to North Pacific, all the cows that are bred and sexed. They all go there. And guess what it did for us was we went from 4,200 litres a cow to 5,800 litres a cow. Now that's not just walking distance, it's a bit of it, but technical performance has been driven by the focus that we got from the fast breeders project, which made us, we would cull 25% of herd for a start, get the rubbish out. Once a day is really good at identifying rubbish cows, because everybody says some cows do better than once a day and others don't. No, I don't believe that. It just tells you who your rubbish cows are. Good cows give you milk, good milk in any system. So we did that, and then so it's delivered focus on everything right from the day the calf is born. Our young stock production, our young stock focus is much better to make sure that these calves hit the technical performance targets all the way through. So we're making better cows, we've given them a better life, we manage body condition better, and we got technical performance, so we get more milk. We're running at 7% empty rate. We don't do 6-week in calf rate, but our calving rate tells us that it's fine, because we calve half the cows in 17 days. So has it put the money in the bank that we needed to put the money in the bank? Yes, it has, but it's still challenging. We've got to pay that debt, capital and interest. And the costs have come up, everybody's costs have come up.
But then there's been a focus on a lot of things. I mean, you do a lot of things, probably voluntary to sort of for future compliance with environmental regulation and all those sort of things. And I mean, you've dabbled with mixed species. You've done a lot with reducing your nitrogen use. I mean, you were saying you used to buy 300 tonnes and now you buy 100 tonnes. Yeah,
I maybe do. Some people would say I do more than I need to. I invest ahead. We're very conscious of legislation and perception. I'm very close to the market because I negotiate the milk price with my buyer, so I understand their needs. I understand their need to reduce Scope 3 emissions, and so we're trying to drive that in farm as well. So we're trying to future-proof ourselves. So, but we're just relearning stuff and being stuff that our grandfathers were taught in the 60s. So, we put a shed load of lime on, and our soils are all at 6.7, and it costs a lot and takes a lot of time when you're farming as many hectares as us. Mixed, we've got the top grasses off a PPI list. We've put in white clover, red clover, chicory and plantain. The red clover's not really that successful in a grazing situation. I don't see it there it's not as prevalent.
No.
But the whites come through, that's fine. We're lucky to have a large chicken farmer beside the hen farmer, so we're now taking all his, or a lot of his hen pen, which has given us a bit of NP and K balanced. We don't really use very much urea now. Don't want to buy any, that's me, don't want to buy any. So I'd like to do it all from my own slurry, cow and pig. We have a small amount of pig slurry, not nearly as much as I would like. And we've got a shed load of cow slurry.
you're in a unique position as well. Like you're right by the coast as well. Like you basically look straight at
On the sea.
Isle of Man, is it?
Isle of Man in Ireland some days.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mountains of Mourne.
so the climate here would be very different from like even a few miles inland, wouldn't it?
40 inch of rain, 40 inch, a metre of rain.
Yeah.
It's never that cold. It's never that warm either. But it's probably ideal grass growing. This year was difficult, like it was for everybody.
Yeah.
But a great back end. Autumn saved us.
Yeah.
We are seeing more drought-like scenarios. I know a Kiwi would start choking at that.
Dry spell.
Dry spell, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
But all the work we've done on the soil has helped with that. We aerated the whole place twice this year, which gave a lot of money, but we aerated the whole place twice.
When you say aeration, spike roller?
Spike roller.
Yeah, yeah.
Spike roller, and whenever we put slurry on, we're doing that in front of.
Right.
So we don't. So effectively, it's light disking. It's cheap disking.
Yeah.
Because there's too many stones in the ground. The disc applicator doesn't work that well. But you can use the aerator advanced, put slurry on, and it's straight in the plant.
Yeah.
Less losses. And all the deep-rooted legumes and so on, and the chicory and the plantain are helping. And we see the fields that are aerated recover quicker from a dry spell than the ones that aren't aerated.
Okay, that's interesting, yeah.
Do
you see much of a check at the time of aeration in growth?
I couldn't put hand on heart and say we do.
No. Okay, so what's the plan from here going forward?
The plan going forward is 1,200 cows this year, and I reckon that's us topped out. We have got 57 hectares of hybrid, undersown hybrid kale going in. So we used to outwinter lots of cows and all sorts of things, and I get sick of my wellies coming off in the mud. But we really want the young stock to stay out until after Christmas. The weather's too mild and too warm inside. We want to shorten the winter again. We've used this hybrid kale stuff this year, and it's what I would say it's been excellent. It's been learning.
You've used a mix though, like there was not just a hybrid kale. There was
it was kale undersown with Italian ryegrass.
Yeah.
So wherever there was a poorly grown kale, and there's places, the grass comes in and it just holds the soil better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not greedy. We don't sow the whole field. We're sowing big headlands of grass. We're doing all the usual stuff to graze it down the hill. We try to minimise the amount of silage, maximize the amount of kale eaten. So we've got ever more going in this year. Get these 1,200 cows singing and get up to 6.5 million of sales. So it's all very well having more and more production, but it has to be related to market.
Yeah.